3 of the 3-game set. A ranked matchup in the Big Ten. Final game starts now as Scoleri misses inside with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball, who the Ducks have, they've had trouble getting out in this series. Big cut to even things up 1-1. He's, incredibly important as he's hit a couple of homers on the year. 20 runs batted in. He's hitting over 400. It's the best mark in the Big Ten as he slaps this one past Maloney right on cue. He starts the day with a single. Stays on base, and Nebraska's got it. Got a runner on early. A bluff off first as Scoleri misses outside. Moyer is going to take off for second, but Wardley cuts at the fastball and skies it foul. Pretty good jump over there at first base. 1-1. Bounced up the middle, could be 2. Scoleri to second for 1. On to first it is. 1-6-3 DP erases the leadoff single by Mac Moyer.
Wow, you can't field your position much better than that if you're a pitcher. Right to the chest. Scoleri knew Maloney was covering. And Maloney to Jack's a clean operation after on Friday the Ducks turned a similar one, but up the middle got a little confused with Cooney and Maloney both coming in. Ended up being Sanford to Cooney to first, but it worked out. That one much cleaner.
Sanderson now takes strike 1 on another fastball. 354 average for Case Sanderson. 2 of the 3 homers he hit on the year were in yesterday's game. He takes outside here. OPS right over 1,000. It's this in the air, pretty well to left field. Jimenez going back, it's into the bullpen. Sanderson hits his 3rd home run of the series. And it's 1-0 Nebraska.
This guy's on absolute fire. Doesn't matter where you pitch him. Hit one to right to start yesterday, then went to center. This one fully the other way, down the line to left, and Jimenez knew it a long way in. Sanderson is finding his power stroke this series at PK Park. My goodness, what a swing.
Shortstop Dylan Carey takes a strike. That one kept going and going.
Yeah, wind really not a factor right now. That one just kept on carrying, kept on rolling. It's a trilogy of homers now for Sanderson in the last 2 games.
Carey takes low, 2-1. 10 home runs on the year for Dylan Carey. Coming into this year, he had never hit more than 8 in a single season, but has had the power stroke this year, the senior infielder from Castle Rock, Colorado. Scoleri gets him to go after a slider.
Big adjustment at the plate to make.
2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Scoleri got him on the curve. 2 offenses that have been explosive over the weekend as Jimenez leads off for the Ducks, a 25-game on-base streak. Katski home and misses inside. Got on base yesterday, did Jimenez, without the benefit of a base hit. Walked once, was hit by 2 different pitches, scored 2 runs, stole the bag. So even when he's not hitting, he's making an impact. Rolls this one over. Stokes will take care of out number 1. A freshman playing first base today. Batting from the right side. Swings over the top of a slider, 0-1. Cuts this back into the seats. Trying to snap this skid. Oregon 4-6 in the last 10 ball games. Count is full on him here.
5 starts in those 10.
Katski goes upstairs, gets Jacks at a whiff. So now Ryan Cooney will take high. How about the series he's had?
Yeah.
The walking hitting streak continues to hit. 6 homers, 30 runs batted in, a .369 average. That average just keeps on climbing. He'll take a strike.
Just 2 points off of Drew Smith now entering today. They were at a decent gap between them with Smith. The advantage over Cooney to lead the team, but now 369 Cooney, Smith at 371.
They'll take a strike here. 1-2, an 11-game hitting streak for Ryan Cooney. It's his third hitting streak of more than 10 games in 2026. Has failed to hit in only 2 of the games he's played this year. He'll take this one inside. Katsky looking for a 1-2-3 first. 2-2. On the ground left side, it's Carey. Sidearm sling to first. In time to retire Cooney. Takes a strike from the starter Cal Scolari. It'll be Buck, Miller, and Overbeek. The left fielder Buck, right-handed batter, takes strike 2. That one at 92.
So consistent. He bet 6 in the first game, 5th in the last 2 now. Earned that extra spot as he taps that one foul.
Swings and misses at the fastball. A 4-pitch K for Cal Scolari, his second.
Struck out 16 times. Yesterday they got the numbers down, though, quite a bit. Just 7 times the Nebraska lineup struck out. So if they can keep those numbers down, they give themselves a good chance to put things together, get some rallies going against Scolari, but that's not easy.
Mike and Miller, 5 RBIs, no homers, 273 average. OPS just a little bit below 600. Starting in all 3 games of this series, he'll take low, and the count is 1-1. Miller, a junior, only making his 11th start of 2026. And taking strike 2 on the curveball. We've seen Scolari mix his pitches up quite nicely so far. Getting ahead of each of the first 2 batters here in the second inning. 1-2. He got him.
Like the gyro slider, they say, just kind of cuts through the air like a bullet. Goes straight down rather than east-west.
Joshua Overbeek takes a ball. That one at 95. The hardest we've seen from Scolari. 261 average, 2 homers, one of which came yesterday in an explosive 4th inning. And he gets hit this time. Runner on first and 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. Scolari working from the stretch, and the first pitch is in there to Drew Grego.
He played some real nice defense, though, out and right. Made a couple of spectacular plays, starting off in the first inning, really.
Yeah.
Made all 3 outs in that first on Friday.
1-0 Nebraska leading. Case Sanderson, the homer in the first inning. Scolari home with the 1-1, and it's rifled foul into the seating. Oh, look out over there. Scolari trying to strike out the side here, and he will. Runner was in motion, doesn't matter. Grego chases.
Back on Friday, kind of broke the game open, gave Oregon a 4-2 lead before the storm stopped things.
First pitch swinging, and he rifles it down the left field line. It's a fair ball into the corner. Buck there to dig it out. Smith into second on the first pitch of the second inning. It's now Angel Laya trying to tie things up for the Ducks. As he will take a strike. He'll take this one in the dirt. 1 for 6 on the series with a double. Came in the 3rd inning of yesterday's ball game. Snapped a long streak without an extra base hit.
Almost rode it out of here, too.
Checks his swing, did not go around, was not a strike. So 2 balls and a strike. His last extra base hit before that double yesterday was against UC Santa Barbara on that Sunday game, a home run. And technically the game winner. Oh man, Laya crushes. Grego turns to watch, this one's gone. Angel Laya's 10th home run of the season gives the Ducks the lead in the second. Harry, we've gone blow for blow between these two teams in terms of game score, in terms of game result. Oregon took game 1. Nebraska took game 2. Nebraska got off to a 1-0 lead. Now it's Oregon leading.
But we talked yesterday, it's not the hard hit balls that get you back out of a slump. It's the soft hit ones that find some grass, find a soft spot. That'll break you out of a funk. Baseball gives and takes away, they say.
Yeah, they say when it rains, it pours. 2-2. Katsky skips this one in, and the count goes full. In that one, as he walks Maddox Maloney here. 3 batters in the inning have all reached for the Ducks. Berkeley, oh baby! This is crushed to right center, and Mac Moyer brings it back. Maloney has to go all the way back to first. What a catch by Mac Moyer. How about that for out number 1 in the second? Now Lewocki Jr. cuts at the first pitch offering and carves it back into the screen.
That was crazy.
We've seen some really nice catches in center field these last couple of days. Jack Brooks with a diving catch in shallow left center and had to readjust on one in the warning track as well. And Mac Moyer silky smooth out there in center field as now Lewocki Jr. is down in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Struck out twice yesterday, but, I mean, who cares? Went 3 for 5 with a couple of home runs.
Well, he'll probably tell you that he cares because late in the game, his final at bat, chance to come back in the game, did strike out with a man on second. He was the tying run. Trying to work back from that a little bit. Those 2 home runs, yes, they're huge, but again, this is a guy that's shown such a veteran mindset at the plate lately that he'll probably say, you know, I just wasn't good enough. It was great, but not good enough. And that's what leaders do. And this young man is showing himself to be one.
Maloney has only stolen 1 bag on the year in 1 attempt. But Katsky keeping a pretty close eye on him over at first base. Lewocki trying to battle in an 0-2 hole. Katsky comes home, and the pitch misses high. Swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. Maloney hasn't shown a whole lot of interest in running. Not going here as Brooks taps it into the Nebraska dugout. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. And a pitch out. Maloney had a big secondary but wasn't running. Big breaker for a strike, and Katsky is ahead. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2. Backdoor just missed. 2-2. Half-hearted attempt as Worthley will have to go to first to complete the strikeout. He'll have 9, 1, and 2 of this Nebraska lineup. Brett Stokes takes a strike. That one at 92 miles an hour. Kind of where the fastball's been living for Scoleri today. 352 average, 2 homers, and 13 runs batted in for Rhett Stokes, who has been one of the hottest hitters for Nebraska in Big Ten play. Has the highest average in 10 Big Ten starts. 447. Both of his homers coming in Big Ten play. This is a high chopper in front of the plate. Spins out of the reach of Berkeley Mabius. It'll be an infield single for the number 9 man.
Let's see again, a lot of spin. It's always the second bounce that you feel the results of the spin. Especially on the turf, it catches the That plastic grass. Kicks away. Tough one, but a good one for the 9th place hitter, Rhett Stokes. He'll take it.
When you're hot, you're hot. Things will go your way. Just his second hit of the weekend as Mac Moyer, already 1 for 1 off Scoleri, digs in. Moyer was a Duck his freshman year. He redshirted. Transferred to the junior college level, has bounced back and been a problem for opposing pitchers. He'll take this one inside. Snap throw to first, but not in time.
Just like everybody in both dugouts wants to get as many outs as they can at first base via the pickoff. A lot of movement from Scoleri, from Katsky, and Mabius now. Every run counts in a big game like this.
Moyer takes high and in. 2 balls and no strikes. 5 for 11 on the series. The average up to 410. Three and 0. Not a good spot for Scoleri. Could be an action pitch. We'll see if Rhett Stokes is on the move. He swiped a couple of bags this year. Maybe some hit and run action and a 3-0. We'll see. Not going, and the pitch is a strike.
Scoleri just trying to work back. The walk's a bit of an issue. 16 and 32 innings. Has multiple walks and all but 1 outing, and that was the last one where he just went 4 innings, gave up 5 hits, 2 runs to Michigan. Trying to work back, though, now potentially an action pitch.
Runner will go. Pitch is a ball outside. The throwdown won't matter. So a single and a walk to start the 3rd for the Cornhuskers. Tying run is on second base. Corners are in for the Ducks. Worthley will not square, and the pitch is a strike. And wheel defense for Oregon. Both the corners crashing, leaving second base unoccupied. Cooney goes to cover first. Maloney goes to cover 3rd. That's where they're trying to get the out.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said it right there. You hit it on the head. You're trying to get that out at 3rd, but if you can't, you still just have the option to first. A lot of movement on the infield, though, and if he doesn't square around, that's dangerous.
He does this time. Gets it down foul off of Berkeley, maybe as painfully so. It's been back and forth all weekend. Scoleri trying for the strikeout. He's not going to get it. Worthley in the air to left field. That is down in the left field corner. This will tie the game, maybe more. Rounding 3rd base is Moyer. Here comes the throw. Not in time. 2-run double. Jeter, Worthley. Nebraska's back on top.
It's one of those times where you look back at that at-bat and you say, that guy was going to bunt. Perfectly places it into the left field corner. And the hustle undeniable from Mac Moyer coming all the way around to score with a heck of a dive home. Worthley shows off the celebration after giving his guys the lead again in a huge, huge way.
Why bunt when you can hit a double? 3-2 Nebraska. Sanderson swings at the first pitch, rocks it into right field. It's down in front of Angel Laya. Worthley will score easily from second. An RBI single for Case Sanderson. Katsky allowed the first 3 batters to reach, but was able to settle down, retiring the next 3. How will Scoleri respond as Carey swings through the strike?
Well, Scoleri giving up 5 hits. That matches the most he's given up all year. That was on the 8th of March at Purdue. Game which the Ducks did win. He had also had 8 strikeouts.
This is inside 1-1, and not what you want to see if you're Oregon after yesterday's starter. Colin Clark went just 4 innings, gave up 6 runs on 10 hits. 3 home runs all came in the 4th inning. Carey expands the zone. He's down in the count 1-2. 1-2, good block.
Wow. You said it. Putting the body on the line.
Still nobody out. in the top of the third inning. Nebraska's already plated 3. Tiny leadoff first for Sanderson. The pitch to Carey is fouled off of Berkeley Mabius, and he is down. 2-2. Breaker. Front door misses. Count is full. Carey trying to keep the line moving. Infield shifted all the way to the left. Payoff is hit hard on one hop for Maloney, who will take it to second for 1. It's a double play.
Well, that's why you shift him. Hit right into it. And when you introduce so many shifts for a defense, it makes those double plays the hardest thing to do. Because the second baseman, the shortstop, always going to be out of position, might be attacking second base a little awkwardly than how you usually would, but right there it worked perfectly. Helps when you have so much time because of such a hard hit ball.
Swing and a miss from Jet Buck. Already struck out in the second inning, the second strikeout victim for Scoleri. 0-1. Foul ball. Trying to get out of this inning. We'll have to fight a little bit harder. That pitch count up to 50 now in 2 2/3. Here's the pitch. Went to the same exact spot, same exact result. Buck able to lay off. 4-2, Nebraska leading in the rubber match. Already seen 4 extra base hits in this game. 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Scoleri finally able to put an end to the third inning.
Scoleri in this 4th inning, trying to keep the 4th inning victories a-rolling.
This is an experienced lineup for Nebraska. You can't take a pitch off as a pitcher. We saw what happened yesterday. Well, we've seen what can happen.
Miller towards the middle. Cooney dives up with it. He's got it.
Oh, man. That had base hit written all over it. But don't you know, Ryan Cooney plays second base. That's an incredible play. Had him by multiple steps.
Cooney's a guy that could very well work at the shortstop position. Just when you have someone so outstanding like Maddox Maloney. Maybe looking for some revenge. Already
Perhaps.
up 2-0.
Perhaps. Here we were talking about it. Emotions have been flying. Nothing intentional about that pitch that hit Overbeek, though. But you bet he wants to get back at him.
Well, he'll go to 3-0, so working out so far for Overbeek. Cool, calm, and collected have been the nerves today. And the emotions, nothing yet from both sides. Is kind of got to keep it reined in, right? Focus up. And a rubber match shows bunt, takes ball 4. So Overbeek's been on twice, this time a walk, first time a hit by pitch. And Nebraska very well could have 2 guys on right now after the brilliant play by Ryan Cooney up the middle, but this one a little easier for Overbeek.
He's trying to get that fastball on the inner part of the plate, and it just tugs it inside a little bit. More base runners in every inning for Nebraska.
Drew Grego, the righty, batting a tick under 300, 299 on the year after striking out in the first. Steps up for his second attempt. Again, did not play yesterday, played in the series opener. Now a chance to make his mark on the rubber match. Try and get his team another Big Ten win, which there have been many of for Nebraska. 12-2 in Big Ten play so far, good for second in the conference. Another check. Scoleri, both throws been a little low to Jackson. The 6'6" first baseman handling them just all right, though. So we'll talk it over. Nebraska, too, not a team you have to worry about running too much. Only one attempt in the series, only 29 stolen bases on the season. 1-1, righty against righty. Scoleri deals, and it's pulled foul. Now we get the 1-2.
Oh.
Just a bit above the letters, perhaps a bit outside.
Pretty good spot. Not a bad pitch either. Ahead 1-2. Nothing really changes in the 2-2.
Opens up a potential breaking ball off the outside as well, as we're even at 2.
Man.
Or another pick to first.
I don't hear any neighs. A horse. PK Park somewhere.
Yeah.
Usually it's a duck. Yesterday it was a dog. Today a horse.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah.
Front door. Slider got him looking. 6th strikeout for Scoleri. First one looking. Second time Grego's gone down.
That's a beauty. Front door. Started it at his head and it just drops down perfectly. Wow. That's one of those pitches that kind of just freezes the batter. You know, maybe sitting fastball, you see that pitch coming high, eye level, kind of buckles you up a little bit. .37 earned run average in 26 innings. The strikeout per 9, well over 10. Got that nasty sweeping slider. And, yeah, perhaps going to be asked to eat some innings here.
Well, the first pitch was the sweeper. He throws a 2-seamer as well and a changeup. And you'll face Rhett Stokes, who had an infield hit it about 2 feet. His first time. There's the sweeper again, this time outside. 2-0 to Stokes. Right back towards Bradley. Cooney behind the bag. 2 nice plays by Ryan Cooney up the middle. He is 1 shy of tying Tanner Smith for 3rd all-time in Oregon history. He had 31, and Tanner Smith, that record lasted for a few years. So chasing a mark that used to be the top mark in Oregon history. So he takes strike number 2. Maloney behind, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Katsky looking for punch-out number 5. Had 1 last inning to start the inning.
But Nebraska has full control into an Oregon bullpen already that has struggled this year, has struggled this series with the lead. So they put themselves in good position to win this series.
Payoff pitch. Fanned at and missed.
Via walks. Free passes. Not a lot of hard contact either, except this guy right here. He went pretty hard.
He did. He had a home run taken away from him by Mac Moyer in center. And he was racing over into right center, too. It was on the run and in the air. This one's high to right, though very much in play for Grego. Here's out number 2.
Oh, wow. Just missed it.
And then Alivoloaki Jr. steps up for his second attempt. Struck out swinging his first time. Was the second strikeout victim of the day for Cooper Katsky, who's got 5 after striking out Maloney. For Maloney, that was his 21st strikeout on the year. Tied for now 5th on the team in the tally. As Milwaukee takes strike 1. Now, if you're talking strikeout rate, Milwaukee is at the top of the team with 33.33, repeating, of course, percent.
Not yet a qualified hitter, though.
Exactly. Still in a small sample size, only 32 at-bats now. And that's the second fewest on the team, only in front of Josh Schleichard, who is 26. So being worked into the lineup now more with Hellman in the dugout. 2-1. Left side base hit. Can only keep him off base for so long before Milwaukee gets on again. So that was the first hit for the Ducks since the home run by Laya 2 innings ago. With nobody out in the second. And this hit came out with 2 outs in the 4th as Brooks Takes a backdoor pitch that's in there for strike 2. Nicely done. 0-2. Katske, the tall right-hander, deals. Brooks pulls it foul. But now has to fight Cooper Katske. 0-2. Another breaking ball in the dirt. Gets Brooks to chase. Katske up to 6 Ks.
Did have to work very hard in this outing.
Chance for Laya. He'll call off Brooks and come in and snag out number 1 on 1 pitch. Mac Moyer down.
A lot of high-stress pitches for Cal Scolari, trying to work him back from a rough outing against Michigan. Maybe that part of it, I don't know. We'll have to talk to Coach Waz after and find out.
That's why you let the pros handle it. We didn't see anything, but clearly Floor, rest of the staff, saw something enough to warrant the mound visit and to warrant the exit of Cal Scolari, who's really just been, again, excellent for the Ducks after winning West Coast Conference Pitcher of the Year at San Diego. And the difference right now, Jeter Worthley's double. This one stays fair. Smith all the way to first.
Foul.
Oh, no, now called foul.
That was kind of right on the line. And the third base umpire never reacted. It was the home plate umpire, Mike Lusky, who throwing his hands up.
Oh, well, everyone's confused. The next batter was just announced here at PK, but that's going to be corrected. Called a foul ball. So I guess he picked it up in foul ground, but
I don't know. It bounced right on the line. I guess from the time it bounced on the line to the time it got into Smith's glove, it's foul.
Cooney in. He'll flip to first. 2 quick outs for Tanner Bradley.
All right, sure. Nothing changes. Only thing different, 4-3 instead of 5-3. And 2 quick outs for Tanner Bradley, who hasn't completed 2 innings, or more than 2 innings, I guess I should say, since his appearance against Indiana. Went 2 2/3 then, trying to complete 2 here. I guess a little bit later, but
right. He's through 1 full inning now after recording 3 outs as he faces Case Sanderson, the red-hot hitter for the Huskers. A home run and a single, 2 runs batted in. 1 apiece to those 2 hits.
Could be asked to give a whole lot of length. Gave 4 1/3 against Arizona all the way back on February 27th. So he can do it. He's been mostly a back-end type of guy for Coach Waz.
3 balls, no strikes. And he didn't pitch yesterday, so he's got the availability. Obviously, today was probably going to be the first guy out of the pen, and I guess regardless of what inning we were in. After using Toby Twist yesterday, kind of a guy who could go longer. Sanderson draws the walk. Didn't want anything to do with him. But Twist, then again, not available. So runner on first with 2 outs. It's Sanderson at first. Carey to the plate, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a double play. And, well, Ducks have been looking for that from Carey all series long, because Carey's been tearing the cover off the ball. No balls and a strike. Sweeper outside.
That thing is gross. That was in the left-handed batter's box. And still, Carey flinched at it, thought about it.
And it didn't start close to the left-hand batter's box. Started on the outside part of the plate. Now 1-1 comes hard inside, and Carey knocks it off himself. Bradley, 12 pitches in the inning so far. 15 on the day. Trying to get the 3rd out. And he does. Throws the changeup off the outside. Carey had no idea what was coming.
To be on that list and be on the list that he was coming out of high school in California, nonetheless. That's one of the best
Jackson high towards the line. Grego's got a beat and in foul ground. He puts it away. Big time recruit for the Ducks, and again garnering that national attention that to the next level. Is 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and popped out over to first in foul ground. But the average at 333. It's one hard, but one hop to short, carries up with it, and out number 2. First pitch to Ryan Cooney upcoming from Katski. He will in fact lay off, and it's inside.
Yeah, you don't want anything to do with that one.
Now and again, you're only sitting dead red, middle if you are gonna swing. Cooney so dangerous though, OPS over 1,000. Yet to record a hit today, sitting on 11 games straight with a hit. And there he takes strike 1. Probably taken all the way there too. That one a breaker. Katski with the high socks. Pitches from a stretch position. Cooney muscles this one to left center field, though Moyer ranging over into the gap. He'll snag it for out number 3. Tanner Bradley goes back to work. To Jet Buck, Mike and Miller, and Joshua Overbeek, a righty, a lefty, a switch hitter. Buck, who's struck out twice, both against the starter Cal Scolari, would have come out early after 3 2/3. So far, Bradley's been magnificent, and it's been about that pitch, the sweeper.
Yeah, that's his money pitch right there. Really 3-pitch mix, but mainly throwing that fastball and sweeper at you. Tunnels it well off each other.
Wrapped to third. Smith up with it and throws it away. Buck gonna race for second. Jacksa on it. His throw is well late to second. See Drew Smith make many errors either. I mean, he's been pretty rock solid over there at third, excuse me. It's now a mighty rip by Mike and Miller. 0-1 to Miller, a changeup. Way out in front again.
You're going to get the sweepers to righties, the changeup to lefties. Moving away from the bat. Doubled up on him.
The way Miller swung it on those two, I probably wouldn't go away from that pitch. Maybe even throw it more outside. 0-2. That's where Berkeley wants it. He gets it. At the swing, not quite. Able to hold it back. That's a good adjustment made by Miller.
Cambio 3 times in a row.
So Buck on second. Bradley from the stretch this time. A heater gets him to swing and miss. 2-seamer running away. That's Bradley's second in 3 batters.
There's about a 15-mile-an-hour difference in those 2 pitches. Take a look. Wow. That is changing lanes at 92 miles an hour.
Running away. So Miller goes down, a bit of an uncompetitive at-bat. Strikeout on 4 pitches, and up comes another lefty in Joshua Overbeek. He gets one out to left, but Jimenez towards the line a few steps. Plenty of room, plenty of time, out number 2. Be an 8-pitch inning for Tanner Bradley. So he goes with a changeup to Grego. Grego hits a 2-run shot here, for example. His run would also be unearned. Check that, 2 against Sanford and 1 against Bradley. Well, there you go. Number 3 today for Grego.
And he's never going to blow you away with the fastball. That's what I think has been so impressive. He's got that fastball in the low 90s, but mixes his pitches really nicely.
He'll deal with the middle third of the Ducks lineup, Smith, Laya, and Maloney. And since that home run by Laya, he's faced 16 batters. He's only given up 1 hit, and only 4 have reached base. 3 walks in the mix there. The shift swings over to the left side. 3-0. So Stokes kind of behind second. Carry the shortstop deep in the hole between second and third, and pretty much at his normal spot. Joshua Overbeek at third. That one in there on the inside to Smith. Skatsky works over 80 pitches just again through 6 last inning. It feels like he's right back out here because Bradley on the other end for Oregon just threw 11 to get through the top of the 6th. So Katsky behind in the count for what the first time, what feels like a while. Towards foul territory. Back goes Sanderson. A long run because he was shifted, but he'll get under it. Got it look like where he wanted, just a little late. In on the hands. Didn't get around. Now Angel Laya stands in. He stands in tall. Left-hand batter's box. Of course, had that 2-run homer back in the second. The entirety of the Ducks offense so far as they're chasing 2 runs. And all Nebraska's done this series is answer, answer, and answer more.
45 hits in the first 2 games combined in this series between the 2 teams, and only 8 today. 5 for Nebraska, 3 for Oregon. Could have guessed we were going to get a little pitcher's duel.
Laya, that's going to be another. On top of the building. Another big swing by Angel Laya to make it 4-3. And it's his 11th on the campaign.
Unbelievable.
Really insane what he's done. That now evens him back up at the top with Drew Smith for the team lead in homers. Maddox Maloney sitting at 5, up 1-0 on Katsky. And a couple of times yesterday, Will Bolt, head coach of Nebraska, brought on lefties to face Laya specifically, and so maybe feeling a little bit down about that was Laya, because both times the move was successful, and now gets to face a righty a couple times, and it shows you why Bolt made those moves to those lefties. As Katsky pours in strike 1, moves it up to 3 balls and a strike.
Yeah, I mean, Katsky was able to get Laya to ground out pretty weakly in the 3rd with a couple of runners on. Take a chance. I mean, the solo home run, you still hold the lead. You still looked good.
Maloney swipes one to center for a knock.
Might be time now.
So Berkeley Mabius stays on the left side with Maloney on first. Clevenger, his first pitch is bounced. Brother Grant fires a strike to Berkeley Mabius at 92 miles an hour. Fastball outside for ball 2.
But no one to really go to off the bench.
The other way, stays fair. Mabius, magic Wandu. As Maloney's going to come around third, they're going to wave him in. Ball's all the way in the corner, and there's no throw home. This game is tied. Ducks will have the lead with Berkeley Mabius on second, 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Already 2 home. Goes after the first one, taps it foul. There's a strike number 2. This one taken by Lewacki.
Yeah, it's not like he's unfamiliar with it. All 17 of his appearances last year were out of the bullpen.
Oh, 2 in the dirt.
Really nice stop. These catchers have had to work. Both of them, Worthley and Mabius.
They're both looking at each other right now. Mabius on second, Worthley behind the plate. Maybe Mabius trying to help out his hitter, see if he can pick anything up. He'll bluff a go, and this one's to the backstop. Wild pitch by Blackowitz moves Mabius up 90 feet. A lot of ways you can score him now with just 1 out.
Yeah, before you were needing a hit.
Entering the second half of this game, 4-4 tie, 2-2 pitch to short. Mabius coming home, and they're going to have him in a rundown. Worthley runs him back. Go to the third baseman, Overbeek, now with Blackowitz covering. He'll tag Mabius out. Mabius erased at home, but Lewacki did move up to second as this one's behind Brooks. And another wild pitch.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah, look out.
Tied tightly. There's a strike.
Maybe it was the soul.
90 feet away is the go-ahead run with 2 down. Brooks needs a hit. He'll square to bunt and watch it fly over his head.
Needs a hit for multiple reasons, right?
Yeah. Trying to get off of an 0 for 8 this series with 5 strikeouts, though he has gotten on 3 times. He walked 3 times. Does have a stolen base, too. That'll work. Into left, base hit, Ducks lead. Jack Brooks delivers his first hit of the series and gives Oregon its first lead since the 2nd inning. Down the left field line, hit a double. That drove in Maddox Maloney. Now Brooks goes through the 5-6 hole and drives in Milwaukee. Jimenez now 0 for 3. Chance to keep this 2-out rally going. 2-0 from Blackowitz. 3-0. He's looking like he's having a real tough time out of the pen right now. Just finding anything.
Wow.
No runs charged to Clevenger. Jacks have fouled back.
Now 26 games in a row for Jax Jimenez on the bases.
But in a big spot. Brooks out on second, Jimenez on first. He takes strike 2, and this is the triple jack, if you will. Jack Brooks on second, Jax Jimenez on first, Braden Jacksa at the plate. Blackowitz trying to get out of it, I should say. Just down 1. Runners go. Throw down to second. Not in time. Double steal. So pitch was a ball. Single might score 2. Ducks up by 1. Swing and a miss. He gets Jackson and strands 2 runners in scoring position, but not after. The Ducks bring 3 in a long bottom of the 6th inning.
And with a lead now, Oregon tries to put the series to rest as Rhett Stokes digs in and takes a ball. Tanner Bradley went 2 1/3, relieving Cal Scolari. Did not give up a hit in those 2 innings. Walked 1, struck out 3. Scolari only able to go 3 2/3 as the starter for the Ducks. Gostola can't get into the strike zone. It's 3-0. Nebraska's used 10 different arms in this series. Stokes will square to bunt and pull back, take a strike. Stokes rifles this foul down the right field line, and the count will go full 3-2.
Well, that's what Gostola's been for the Ducks. He's kind of the midweek starter for the most part. Bulk innings out of the bullpen, went 7 innings against UC San Diego, 5 2/3 against Portland at home. Then got rocked his most recent time on the road against Portland, so really needs to bounce back.
3-2, outside ball 4. First batter Gostola faces, he walks him. Here's the top of the order, Mac Moyer. Squares to bunt, but will pull back and take a ball.
It feels like the on-field play a little different in the pacing and the strategy from the first 2. Really trying to manufacture runs.
This is a ground ball, left side, could be 2. It is 2. And some discussion between Ryan Cooney and Stokes at second base.
There we go.
Emotions have been flaring all weekend long. The umpire is able to calm it down before anything gets too crazy.
Words have been said, some motions have been made, and hard slide into second there. That's why Cooney was upset.
And takes strike 1. The catcher Worthley came up with the 2-run double back in the 3rd inning at the time, put Nebraska up 2-1. Three to 1, pardon. Takes a strike here, and it's 0-2.
I tell you, these moments seem to have injected a little bit more energy and life into the crowd here at PK Park. Duck faithful getting louder.
No balls, 2 strikes. Oregon leading by 1. Gostola trying to send us to the bottom of the 7th. This is hit hard on the ground. Diving stop Maloney. Picks himself up. The throw to first. In time to get him. It's a left-on-left matchup for him here as he takes a strike.
Bring it through hard with the wrists.
This is hit hard on 2 hops for Ryan Cooney. He ends the inning. It's going to be a fun finish.
Identity of both teams really going to be tested down the stretch. And man, they've got some big wins to get too, because these teams certainly making their way towards the regional. Could be hosts in the end though, need some big wins.
Overbeek on the grounder throws out Ryan Cooney, who was involved in that. Still Gavin Blackowitz on the hill for Nebraska. His first relief appearance of the year. Smith is 1 for 2 with a double and a walk. That's strike 2. Oregon took game 1 of the series on Friday, 7-6. Nebraska responded with a 10-8 victory on Saturday. 1-2, Smith taps it foul. Smith checks his swing. He went around, says Stephen Corby at first base. Talk about power in a swing. How about Angel Laya? 2 homers today, homers 10 and 11. Breaks the program freshman home run record in a single season. With that blast in the 6th inning. Now he's going to send this one the other way, deep to left field. Buck going back, looking up. Had the distance. That runs inside and hits Laya. Maddox Maloney 1 for 2 today. Swings at the first pitch, chases in the dirt, 0-1. 0-2. Two guys with their names plastered in Oregon's history book on the field for the Ducks right now. As Maloney able to spoil another good fastball.
3 for 10 to show for it. You'll take that though. 3 for 10. 300 batting average.
That is strike 3 right down Broadway. Gavin Blackowitz gets Maloney to strike out.
One walk to a strikeout, got the save in the 7-6 victory.
Dylan Carey swings at the first pitch, lifts it in the air to right. Laya catches out number 1. Things got a little dicey in the 9th inning on Friday. A leadoff single and a hit by pitch. Devin Bell put the go-ahead run on second base with less than 2 outs. But he's able to work around it. Like you said, Harry, pick up his 8th save of the year. Perhaps going for a 2-inning save again. Jet Buck takes a strike. That's the fastball at 93. Had to throw 24 pitches just 2 days ago. Facing Jet Buck, who is 0 for 3 in this ball game, did reach on an error. Nebraska was unable to make anything of it. It's a throwing error by Drew Smith to lead off the 6th inning.
We have some elite closers between these two dugouts. Bell with 8 saves. Jashawn Unger, who got the save yesterday for Nebraska, has 7. Bell stands alone in second in the Big Ten with those 8. Would tie Adam Troy of USC if he gets this one today. And Jashawn Unger tied for third with Gavin DeVoot out of Michigan.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Bell works from the windup. Buck takes outside, ball 2. 2-2. Off the outside again, and the count is full. What does he go to? It's the fastball. It swung on and missed. 94 miles an hour, and Jet Buck goes out of the zone with nobody on and 2 outs in the 8th inning. Goes after the first pitch off the bench. One and one.
Jeske, a junior from Lincoln Southeast High School. Same pipeline as one of probably the greatest Husker of all time, Alex Gordon. Picked 2nd overall in 2005.
He's 3 for his last 3 as he rolls this one foul. Representing the tying run at the plate, Nebraska trailing by a run in the 8th. Bell looking for the punch out, not going to get it. 1 hop for Ryan Cooney, who boots it. Still has a chance to recover, but can't get it to first in time. A rare E4 allows Jeske to reach, and Nebraska has the tying run on first base with 2 outs.
Initially on the big board here, too, that's ruled as a hit. Hit very hard at Cooney. We'll see if that gets changed. Is Jeske going to come out? He will not run. Saw a very similar move happen on Friday. Reed Strohmeyer going to come in and run for him on Friday. Cole Kitchens came in to hit. Got on base, but then Preston Freeman came in to run. So, new guy over there at first.
Strohmeyer with Joshua Overbeek at the dish. Good cut on a fastball, middle. But it's back into the screen. Overbeek pulls this down the line. He's down in the count, 0-2. Trying to move the tying run into scoring position. 0-2, Devin Bell ahead. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Mabius throws to first, inning over.
Again, the one batter that Grant Clevenger came in for was Mabius.
Mabius takes low.
But now after that, the rest of these guys now have some history against Blackowitz. They faced him.
He was good in his first full inning of work. Falls behind Mabius 2-0. Got Cooney and Smith, struck out Smith, hit Laya, then struck out Maloney to end the inning. Mabius shows bunt, takes a strike. 3 runs in the 3rd for Nebraska, nothing since. They also got 1 in the 1st. Mabius pops this up left side. Overbeek and foul ground towards the coach's box. Back towards the line, makes the play. Nalivo Lawaki Jr. swings at the first pitch, as he's done in 3 of the 4 plate appearances today. He's 1 for 3 with a single. Run scored, reached on a fielder's choice in the 6th. He's also struck out.
You know who his swing kind of reminds me of? I've been trying to put my finger on it the whole series, and I think I've got it now.
Who?
It's a bit like Xander Bogaerts, where he sets up in the box. Comes through two-handed.
I see it. Maybe.
I mean, that's a pretty good guy to be replicating if he is doing it on purpose. A lot of extra base hits in the career of Bogaerts.
World Series ring.
Yeah.
A couple of them. 1-2, misses high. Milwaukee hit a solo home run yesterday late in the ball game. It was in the 7th inning. Got Oregon within a run. Rolls this one foul. Each team has brought the tying or go ahead or winning run to the plate in the 9th inning. In the first 2 games of this series, as Blackowitz strikes out Milwaukee looking. His 4th.
Nebraska lineup that has done such a admirable job at coming back and staying alive even when down. On the road here too, it's another testament. I mean, it's even harder to do.
Jack Brooks in the box. His single put the Ducks in front 5-4 in the 6th inning. Needed to see that hit down. He was 0 for 8 in the series leading up to that with 5 strikeouts. Blackowitz looking to put him away. Get a 1-2-3, give Nebraska a good chance to tie things up in the top of the 9th, but it's 3-0 now. Top of the order looming. Jimenez in the on-deck circle. 3 balls, no strikes. Blackowitz home. Misses high, a 4-pitch walk. Top 3 in this Oregon lineup is 0 for 10 today.
Exactly.
A couple of walks.
Less of hits, more outs.
Jimenez did walk in the 6th. Increased his on-base streak to 26 games, but he is 0 for 3. 5 balls in a row. Brooks bluffs. 6 balls in a row, and that's going to call for a mound visit. Brooks is going to take off. Jimenez cuts, but fouls it into the screen. So swinging even despite seeing 6 straight balls. 2 balls, a strike on the leadoff hitter, Jax Jimenez. He takes low, 3-1. Blackowitz has lost his command.
Just 51 pitches, but yeah, he's losing it just a little bit. This would be the fewest pitches he's thrown in an outing so far. 55 was the fewest back on March 1st against Auburn.
3 balls, a strike. Brooks takes off. Pitch is a ball. Back-to-back 2-out walks. And the Ducks all of a sudden threatening here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Jaxa is 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts as he takes strike 1. Also scored 4 runs. He's been big for the Ducks, batting in the top of the order. Rolls this one over. Diving stop over Beek. Long throw across the diamond in time. Tensions have been flaring all weekend long as Devin Bell goes back to the hill looking for his second 2-inning save of the weekend. And a first pitch fastball for a strike is in there. The miss is inside from Bell. Defensive changes for the Ducks as well. Now at first base, it's Gabe Miranda. Oregon putting its best defensive players out there. 1-1. A sword and strike 2.
In the bottom of this inning, if Nebraska breaks through for a run.
A ball and 2 strikes. Bell got him looking. His 3rd strikeout of the ball game. Out number 1 in the 9th. He had that hard slide at the second base bag into Ryan Cooney, which we saw the dugouts empty. Both teams were warned, no one was ejected. He'll take a strike. 9th batter in this lineup. 1 for 2. Has reached base safely all 3 times, though. Back in the 4th, the fielder's choice. Nothing in 2. Here's the pitch. Off the outside.
A bit better of a view of that one than the fans down the 3rd and 1st base lines. Maybe this was set up way outside, and that's where he wanted that pitch. But it was certainly off the plate.
See if he goes to that slider. 2-2. Little blooper, right field line. That is down, a base hit. Stokes with a turnaround first. He's heading for second. The throw not in time. A bloop double for Rhett Stokes. Nebraska brings the tying run to second. The go-ahead run to the plate with 1 out in the 9th.
Well, and there you see the exact reason why I mentioned Laya still being out there. He's been having trouble getting the balls quickly this series, and Stokes knew that, being a veteran. Started streaking around first as he made the turn for the hustle double. Very, very well played by the second baseman and 9th place hitter.
In all 3 games of this series, the tying run has been on the bases in the 9th inning with less than 2 outs. Now top of the order, Mac Moyer takes outside 1-0. Neither of these teams given in. Moyer 1 for 3, a single and a walk. Grounded into the 6-4-3 double play his last time up. Way ahead 2-0. Bell was on the mound against Michigan when Oregon got walked off to lose that series. Oregon hasn't lost back-to-back series since 2023. In a position to win it. Hot shot snagged by Drew Smith at third base, and there's 2 gone.
And on second, that's the tying run. Potential go-ahead run at the plate.
Jeter Worthley gave Nebraska the lead in the 3rd inning with a 2-run single. He'll take outside here. Worthley, just a freshman, has hit in all 3 games of this series. Tying run on second. Worthley in the air to right center. Brooks moving over in the gap. He has got it, and the ball game is over. Oregon takes the series. Devin Bell has his second 2-inning save of the weekend, and the Ducks knock off the Cornhuskers 2-1. 5-4 the final from Eugene.